Hello, welcome to Kobe's Reviews. You suggest it, I review it, and today I'm doing another franchise review. Which franchise? Well, how about something more seasonal? Yep, that's right. We are doing the franchise of Halloween, starting with the classic Halloween from 1978. So yes, Halloween was released in 1978, and it tells the story of Michael Myers, first introduced as a child who stabbed his 16-year-old sister, Judith Myers, on the Halloween of 1960-something. 15 years later, Myers escapes from a mental institution and returns to his hometown in Haddonfield, where he stalks a group of random babysitters. The original Halloween does not motivate Michael Myers' killings, but instead keeps us ambiguous as a villain. What I love about this movie is that this could happen. This is really the story of someone that could really be this could be anybody, really. This could happen in anywhere, especially a seemingly pleasant neighborhood. I mean, cries for help in Halloween are ignored by apathetic neighbors who don't want to get involved. Michael Myers is the central character of Halloween, despite also being the film's antagonist. The story follows Myers from the beginning of the movie to the end. He's barely seen in the movie, which really is good for building up suspense. The victims are a number of high school students who are unaware we are watching them along with Michael. Now the thing about the movie is that the characters are pretty bland. Half of them, I mean, there's a scene where Laurie's friend Annie asks her to babysit a child she herself should be watching, so that she may go out and have a good time with her boyfriend. Annie is killed soon afterwards. Another one of Laurie's friends are killed after getting drunk and having sex in a stranger's house without thinking of the consequences. The only real person that knows Michael's a threat to Haddonfield is his doctor, Sam Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance. Loomis really doesn't have a real motivation for what he does or why he has interest in Michael. He says that Michael is pretty much pure evil, a form of the devil that will do the devil's bidding for all eternity. Which is kind of an interesting way of putting it. Michael doesn't need a reason for his killings. He's just evil, for the sake of it. He'll go on to do the devil's bidding for as long as he lives. And that's terrifying. So, the idea that really anybody could be Michael, you don't know who it is underneath that mask. Speaking of which, Michael's mask, I should mention, is a modified Captain James T. Kirk mask from Star Trek. All they really need to do was widen the eye holes, darken the hair, messy it up a bit, rip off the eyebrows and sideburns, and they painted the whole thing white. That is enough of a chilling look. It doesn't need to be a goblin or a monster or a zombie or anything. It just needs to be the simple, terrifying idea of a guy in a mask who really doesn't seem to be indestructible. Throughout the film, Michael is barely seen in the movie to cause suspense, which is good. Loomis spends the majority of the time running around and doesn't really do much aside from trying to find Michael. When asked why he has such interest in Annie Myers' life, Loomis pretty much says he met this 6-year-old boy with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the darkest, blackest eyes you'll ever see him in person. He says he spent 8 years trying to get to him, and another 5 to lock him up because what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. That's creepy. The main character of Halloween is Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in her film role. What separates Laurie from her friends isn't her supposed virginity, but the fact that she decides to do good things. Laurie is a great babysitter and a great friend. She may have smoked marijuana at one point in the movie, but that didn't stop her from being a good caretaker. Laurie was a good friend. She watched the child she herself should be watching, and another she didn't even have to. She even provided great Halloween activities for her and the kids. The only time Laurie actually abandons her post is to check on her friend across the street. So Laurie's a good babysitter, a good friend, and a great person. Because of this, Michael is unable to kill her, much like she is unable to kill him, despite the fact she tries multiple times. But they have the idea you can't kill the boogeyman. That's a pretty scary thought, and the idea that it could happen, that you really can't kill somebody who seems human, is a pretty good one. Alright, I'm about to spoil the ending of Halloween. If you don't want to get spoiled, well, just watch the movie. Near the end of the film, Michael's pretty much annihilated all of Laurie's friends, and she's the only one remaining. Her and the children run away from Myers, and she ends up going into the old house where he lived. As it seems, Laurie might have killed Michael for good, but he gets back up and manages to kill, and knows he's about to kill her until Loomis shows up, shoots Michael 6 times in the chest. Michael falls off the second part of the building, and as Loomis looks down, he disappears. The idea is that evil is immortal, no matter what form it takes. Halloween is a great movie. It's a great horror film, and it changed the way you look at horror films forever. Of course, it was made into a franchise, and, well, this is just the beginning of my Halloween franchise review. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.